Chapter 27. The Judiciary. An independent judiciary is the foremost requirement for the success of a federal government. India has a single integrated judiciary system. The judiciary administers justice, interprets laws, protects the natural rights of the citizens, and looks into the union and state laws through a hierarchy of courts. The Supreme Court is at the top of this hierarchy, followed by the High Court and the subordinate courts at different levels of the judicial system. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is at the apex of the judicial hierarchy. It is situated in New Delhi. It makes the final decisions which are then abided by all the courts of our country. Composition. It consists of the Chief Justice and 25 other judges. The Chief Justice heads the Supreme Court. Appointment. The President appoints the Chief Justice in consultation with the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court whom he deems necessary. Other judges are appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice. Eligibility. A person must have the following eligibility to be appointed as Judge of the Supreme Court. Be a citizen of India. Have experience of at least 5 years as a Judge of a High Court, or at least 10 years as an advocate of a High Court, or be a distinguished jurist in the President's opinion. Term. The Chief Justice and other judges of the Supreme Court hold office till they attain the age of 65 years. Jurisdiction. Jurisdiction refers to the scope of authority of the Supreme Court to carry out judgments and enforce laws. The Supreme Court enjoys the following jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction means that certain types of cases can originate in the Supreme Court alone. The Supreme Court has original jurisdiction in case of disputes between two states, disputes between the union government and one or more state governments, cases which concern the violation of the Constitution by the government or anyone else, issue of writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights. Appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction means the power of a court through which it can review the judgments of the high courts. The Supreme Court, being the highest judicial authority, has the power to review the decisions of the High Court and give its own judgments in matters of civil and criminal cases. Advisory jurisdiction. The President can refer to the Supreme Court for advisory opinion if there is an important question of law or fact that needs to be handled for public interest. However, the President is not bound to follow its advice. Judicial review. Judicial review is the power of the Supreme Court to examine the validity of the laws passed by the Union and the states. A law can also be annulled if found incompatible with the Constitution. The High Court. The High Court is the highest judicial organ in a state. The Parliament has the power to establish a common High Court for 2 or more states. Composition. Every High Court consists of a Chief Justice and other judges. The number of judges is decided according to the size of the state. Therefore, the number of judges varies from state to state. Appointment. The Chief Justice of the High Court is appointed by the President of India in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor of that state. The judges are appointed by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India, the Governor of that state, and the Chief Justice of the High Court of that state. Eligibility. Person should have the following qualifications. The person must be a citizen of India, should have 10 years of experience as an advocate of a high court or 2 or more such courts in succession. Term. The judges of the High Court hold the office till the age of 62. The procedure to remove the judges is the same as that of the Supreme Court judges. Jurisdiction. The High Court issues writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights. It passes rules on election, petitions, and other election-related disputes. It hears appeals in both civil and criminal cases against the decisions of the subordinate courts and reviews the judgments. It controls and supervises the working of the subordinate courts. Advocate General. An Advocate General is appointed in each state by the Governor of that state. He is required to advise the state government on legal issues and perform other legal duties as assigned by the governor. His qualifications are the same as the judges of the High Court. Subordinate courts. This is a court of law in each district of our country called subordinate court. It hears civil and criminal cases which pertain to the district in which the court is formed. The courts that hear civil cases at the district level are called the district courts, and those that hear criminal cases are called the sessions courts. Lok Adalat. Due to a large number of cases and lengthy time procedure, getting justice often becomes time-consuming and expensive in our country. For these reasons, Lok Adalat or the People's Court was set up to provide speedy justice. A Lok Adalat is presided over by a retired judge along with 2 other members, usually a lawyer and a social worker. The disputing parties put forward their own cases without advocates. The cases are solved through mutual understanding. No appeal can be made against the order of the Lok Adalat.